He used to think that life would always get better. Someday. But someday never came. Every morning felt heavier than the last. He'd wake up, stare at the ceiling, and whisper, Ya Allah, why do I feel this way? His heart felt empty, his soul tired. The world outside moved on, but he stayed still, lost between silence and tears. He laughed less, talked less, and smiled only when people were watching. Inside he was sinking, slowly, quietly. The scariest part wasn't the pain, it was the numbness, the feeling that nothing mattered anymore. One night, sitting alone in his room, he whispered, I can't do this anymore. His voice cracked, but no one heard. The city outside kept moving. Laughter, traffic, life. While he sat there breaking quietly, he looked at his phone, typed a goodbye message, and his hands trembled. He wasn't afraid of dying. He was just tired of not living. Then his eyes fell on the prayer mat in the corner. It had gathered dust. For some reason, he stood up, walked toward it, and sat down. He didn't know what to say. He just began to cry, silently, deeply, and said, Ya Allah, I don't know how to fix this, but please don't leave me. He stayed like that for a while, forehead on the mat, tears soaking through the cloth. It wasn't a perfect prayer, but it was real. When he finished, his chest felt lighter, not healed, not happy, but lighter, and that was enough for that night. The next morning, he opened the window. The sunlight touched his face, and he whispered, Alhamdulillah, I'm still here. He didn't promise to be okay. He didn't say he'd never fall again. He just told himself, not today. Days passed. Some were hard, some were worse. But each time the darkness returned, he stood again in prayer. Sometimes in tears, sometimes in silence, but always with hope. And slowly something changed. Not the world, but his heart. The same prayer mat that once gathered dust now carried his strength. He began to see that healing isn't about never breaking. It's about returning again and again to the one who can mend what we can't. Now, when he looks in the mirror, he still sees the tired eyes, the scars, the quiet sadness. But he also sees faith, not loud, not perfect, just real. He still has bad days, but he no longer wants to disappear because he knows that even in the darkest nights, Allah never leaves his servant alone. So when it feels like there's no way out, fall into sujood, because sometimes that's where you'll find your way back. One more prayer, one more breath, one more chance.